In a small, weathered house on the edge of a dusty Ohio town, where the sun barely broke through the gray clouds, lived Grandma Evelyn, a woman whose frail hands and tired eyes held a story so raw and heart-wrenching it could shake the soul of anyone who heard it. At 78, her silver hair framed a face etched with lines of pain and resilience, but her spirit burned with a quiet fire that refused to be snuffed out. Born in 1947 to a family of 12 in rural Kentucky, Evelyn was the youngest, a shy girl with dreams of becoming a teacher, her heart full of hope despite the poverty that clung to her family like damp rot. But her 10 older brothers, hardened by a father who ruled with a belt and a mother too broken to intervene, saw her not as a sister, but as a target for their rage and twisted desires. From the age of 9, Evelyn endured their abuse, first in cruel taunts, then in slaps that left bruises blooming like dark flowers on her skin, and eventually in violations so unspeakable that her childhood shattered like glass under their hands. By 16, the unthinkable happened. Evelyn found herself pregnant, her body betraying her with a truth she couldn't escape, a truth that tore her apart as she hid her growing belly under loose dresses, trembling in fear of her brother's wrath and her parents' shame. The townsfolk whispered, their eyes sharp with judgment, but none dared to help, leaving Evelyn to face her nightmare alone. Her brothers, monsters cloaked in familial ties, threatened to kill her if she spoke, their voices low and venomous, promising to bury her in the woods where no one would find her. Yet Evelyn, with a courage that seemed to rise from some sacred place deep within, refused to let their darkness define her. She fled one stormy night, her bare feet bleeding on the gravel road, clutching a small bag with a single change of clothes and a locket her grandmother had given her, a symbol of the love she so desperately craved. She found refuge in a women's shelter 2 towns over, where a kind social worker named Clara became her lifeline, teaching her to read again, to dream again, to believe she was more than the scars her brothers left behind. The baby, a girl she named Hope, was born in a hospital bed surrounded by strangers who showed Evelyn more kindness than her family ever had. She gave Hope up for adoption, a decision that broke her heart but saved her daughter from the shadow of her past, believing it was the only way to give her a life free from pain. Evelyn rebuilt herself, piece by piece, working as a seamstress, then a librarian, pouring her love into books and the children who came to her story hours, her gentle voice weaving tales of heroes who overcame impossible odds. But the past never truly let her go. Decades later, at 60, she received a letter from Hope, now a grown woman with children of her own, searching for the mother who gave her up. Their reunion was a collision of tears and forgiveness, a moment where Evelyn's pain found meaning as Hope thanked her for the sacrifice that gave her a chance at a safe life. Yet the story took a darker turn when one of Evelyn's brothers, now old and sick, came seeking forgiveness, claiming regret for the horrors he inflicted. Evelyn faced him, her voice steady but her heart racing, and told him forgiveness wasn't hers to give. It belonged to the girl she once was, the one he and his brothers tried to destroy. She walked away, choosing peace over vengeance, but the encounter stirred memories that haunted her dreams, forcing her to confront the ghosts she thought she'd buried. Through it all, Evelyn's strength grew, not from anger, but from an unyielding will to live, to love, to make the world softer for others. She started a small community group for survivors, sharing her story in quiet church basements, her words sparking hope in others who felt trapped by their own pain. Her story spread, first through whispered conversations, then through a local newspaper article, and finally, through a viral video that captured her sitting on her porch, her voice trembling but clear, recounting her journey from victim to victor. The world listened, millions of eyes watching, hearts breaking and healing as they saw a grandmother who turned her deepest wounds into a beacon of light. Evelyn's tale wasn't just about surviving abuse. It was about reclaiming power, about choosing love over hate, about standing tall when the world tried to crush you. Her final words in the video, spoken with a smile that held both sorrow and triumph, were a call to action. If I can rise, so can you. Never let your pain be the end. but the beginning of something unstoppable. And with that, Grandma Evelyn's story became a fire that lit up the internet, a testament to the human spirit that demanded to be shared, to be felt, to be remembered, inspiring millions to face their own battles with the same fierce grace she carried through a lifetime of unimaginable trials.